Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion 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 besimcha. Be the reason someone smiles. 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 Siva gedola, lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion besimcha.
Breakfast with Elli.
Mode ani lefanecha melech chai vekayam shechazarta bi nishmati bechemla raba emunatecha.
Rabbi Yisrael Gordon was a student at 770 during the 1940s. On occasion during the early 1950s, he served as the Rebbe's driver.
This is a little childish story, really, but it shows that Rebbe had a sense of humor. When the Rebbe would daven for the Yomid, when his father passed away, his father passed away, Chov of Toshin Daled, 1944, approximately August 1944, approximately. So the Rebbe would then daven mincha Ma'ariv, everything. But Mincha, he would then come to the Yomed, not being up to Ashrei, but he's still saying Torah is the praise you say before Mincha. Among them is a listing of the 11 incenses put into this Torah. The Rebbe counted on his fingers. And so on and so forth. We were then kids, 13, 14 years old. We started doing it also. We did it because he was doing it. It also was a little bit of imitation. The Rebbe's son, we also did it. The Rebbe knew about it. We made no comment about it. Then when I was driving the Rebbe back from the oil in approximately 1951, 52, the early period. So I drove her back from the oil, so the Rebbe went to Dav Mincha, so the Rebbe began saying Torahs, and then he started counting on his fingers. Then he peeked at me and gave a big smile. Sort of, I know that you and your friends used to enjoy this a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago was, it was about 8, 9 years ago, whenever it was. So he gave me a very, very big smile. I also recall now, I once took the Rebbe to a Nichum Avelim. There's a famous Rav in New York called Rabbi Yisro Rosenberg. He was the president for many years of the so-called Agudas Rabbanim, Union of Orthodox Rabbis. He passed away in the early years, 1951, 52, in those years. And his family lived in Flatbush someplace, around King's Highway. Remember, I had to get directions of how to go there because it was a little bit complicated. I got directions, and then I went there, and I came there. Then the Rebbe went out with the people who were with him. And I went to park the car, and then I knew where to go. The apartment, I went there. And the Rebbe had him all spellbound. I realized that when the Rebbe walked in, he was so young then. The Rebbe was then just turned 50 probably. Nobody knew who he was. Baruch Rebbe should be a man with a long white beard, you know what I mean? The Rebbe's beard was black, and it wasn't very long. So then one said, this is the new Baruch Rebbe. Then the Rebbe began talking to the Avelim, but he talked to them, Divrei Torah, words of Torah, but with chokhmah, with wit. And they were all getting very, very excited. They loved it. They were sons of a rabbi. They knew what these things mean, you know what I mean? Then was there a world-famous Mizrahi leader. I don't recall who it was. He was in ecstasy, and he says, Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rebbe, I'm afraid I'm becoming a chassid of yours, a follower of yours. So the Rebbe smiled and says, why do you do it from Yira? Do it better from Ahava. Why do you do it from fear? Because you're afraid. Do it better out of love. It brought the house down, you know what I mean? Like a soft smile, you know. But the answer came immediately, you know what I mean? There was no time to go prepare the answer. He said it, he finished, the Rebbe said it right away. Remember, it was very, very impressive that time. Then when the Rebbe left, they were so grateful. You know.
And we just lost Rabbi Gordon this past week. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having some software issues today. You'll have to bear with me here. I don't know what's going on. It's a new version, and it's not behaving well. So let me see if I can make it behave a little bit better. No, it doesn't look like it. All right, let's get started. Let me see what I can do about it. Maybe on the next screen it will behave itself better. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast with Elli. It is Tuesday, Yom Shehukvu Be'Ki Tov, the day that Hashem said twice it is good, the 7th day of February, the 16th day of Shevat, 5783, the year of Hakhel. The Torah portion is Yisro, HaYom, Yom Shlishi l'Shabbos, the third day, counting up towards Shabbos, and we'll be learning the third Aliyah. Let's get started and make the bracha over tzitzis. Maybe it'll resolve itself here.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit.
All right, let's keep going. Al divrei Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al divrei Torah.
Right, Hareini Mekabel.
Hareini Mekabel alai mitzvat aseh shel ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. I take upon myself every single day to love my fellow friend in a very special way.
All right. Let me see if there's something I can do. I don't know if there is or not. All right. Torah Tziva.
Ay Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha morasha keilat Yaakov. Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha morasha keilat Yaakov.
All right, let's give some tzedakah. Come on, boys.
I put it in the pushki that's a tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki that's a tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki for someone else to keep.
All right.
Yeah, I put it in the pushki that's a tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki that's a tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki for someone else in need.
All right, tzedakah has been given. All right, Shema. Cover your eyes. Let's go.
Shema Yisro Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
All right. Is that unbearable? It is unbearable, right? All right. I'm going to go offline and restart and come back. So bear with me for just about 5 minutes. All right. If you're watching, please come back in about 5 minutes.